You know how it is. You're really busy, work, maybe family, just the usual grind. And finding like a whole hour for the gym, it often feels impossible.
It really does.
Yeah.
That traditional workout model, it just doesn't fit everyone's life these days. So finding other ways in is crucial.
Yeah, and that seems to be where Muhata comes in, Muhata. You can find it at muhata.org. We've got quite a bit of info here today, digging into what this platform is really about. Its plans for, well, a pretty ambitious global championship, and the science, they say, is behind it all.
Exactly. We're going to look at how the platform actually works, the mechanics,
Yeah.
and then dive into this vision for the Muhata World Championship.
And the research, too, right? What supports this whole micro-workout thing?
Yes, absolutely. We'll cover that.
Okay, so our deep dive today is really about figuring out how Muhata wants to change fitness. What's so special about these micro-workouts? And honestly, this Muhata World Championship sounds, well, a bit out there. We definitely need to unpack that one. All right, so micro-workouts. What's the basic idea?
Well, fundamentally, it's about inserting short, frequent bits of exercise into your day, breaking up all that sitting time.
How does Muhata do that?
The platform has this workout break timer. The default is, I think, every 30 minutes. And it sends you browser notifications.
Okay.
And they're these sort of fun emoji-filled challenges telling you to move.
Emoji-filled prompts. Okay, that sounds nicer than my phone just yelling at me to stand up.
Yeah.
So what kind of things does it ask you to do? And, why bother when it pops up?
So it'll suggest a main exercise, maybe with some optional extras. And when you complete them, you earn Muhata. That's their virtual currency.
Ah, okay. Muhata. All caps.
Yep. And it also tracks your progress, across different body areas. It's really about rewarding those small, consistent efforts.
A little dopamine hit for doing a few jumping jacks. I can see that working.
Exactly.
Now, I saw something about a tracker system, tracker. That sounds a bit more involved than just random emojis.
It is, yeah. The tracker is basically an algorithm. It tries to intelligently balance out your workouts.
Balance them how?
By looking at what you've done and suggesting exercises for the opposing muscle groups, the antagonistic ones.
Like biceps and triceps?
Precisely.
Yeah.
If you do a lot of pushing exercises, it might suggest some pulling ones to keep things balanced. Helps prevent imbalances.
Okay, that makes sense. For, avoiding injuries and just feeling better overall.
And you can tweak it, too, in the editor section if you want more control.
Gotcha. And they seem to have a bit of fun with it, too. I saw fried chicken wings listed somewhere.
Yeah. For lateral arm raises.
Right.
It's definitely part of making it feel less serious, less intimidating,
Yeah, less like a chore.
Those little bits of humor can actually make a difference in getting people to stick with it.
Which really gets to the heart of the problem for a lot of us, doesn't it? Not enough time, maybe motivation flags when you think about a long workout.
Exactly. Micro workouts kind of sneak fitness in, rather than demanding this big block of time.
Okay, so it breaks down the barriers. But how do they keep you coming back? You mentioned rewards, but is there more?
Yeah, so they lean pretty heavily into gamification, making it feel like a game.
Right, I saw the rating system based on chess ratings, like 800 up to 3,000. That's interesting.
It is. It's meant to reflect your overall fitness level within the platform. And hitting certain milestones, like their benchmark challenges.
What kind of benchmarks?
Things like seeing how many push-ups you can do, or maybe doing 100 burpees for time, stuff like that.
Oof, 100 burpees. Okay.
Achieving those can give your rating a nice bump. It plays on that desire to improve to see your score go up.
And where there's a score, there's usually competition, leaderboards.
Yep, exactly. They have leaderboards for how much Muhata you earn daily and also an all-time ranking.
Tapping into that competitive spirit.
Right. A bit of friendly competition can be a big motivator for some people.
Sure. Anything else to kind of keep it interesting over time? I think I saw a custom log and a shop.
Yeah, the custom log is just for tracking anything else you do. Maybe you go for a run or play a sport or even just log your water intake. It gives you a fuller picture.
Okay.
And the shop, that's where you spend your earned Muhata currency.
To buy what? Virtual gear?
No, to unlock more exercises, maybe more advanced ones or different types, like face pulls or even karate kicks, apparently.
Karate kicks. Okay. So it adds a progression element. You unlock new ways to move.
Exactly. It keeps things fresh and lets you personalize your mini workouts more.
So it's quite a layered system then. Short breaks, currency, tracking, competition, unlocking new stuff. It feels like they've thought about different angles to keep people engaged.
They seem to have, yeah. It's designed to be more appealing than just, go exercises.
Okay. Well, speaking of different angles,
Mm.
let's talk about this Muhata World Championship,
Yeah,
because that sounds huge.
it is definitely ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
The vision is for this annual global event. They describe it as blending elite athletics, technology, and storytelling.
Like the Olympics meets, I don't know, American Ninja Warrior meets a sci-fi movie.
That's actually not a bad comparison. It revolves around this central race, Mount Muhata.
Mount Muhata.
But it's important to stress all the dates and locations we might mention, they're purely visionary at this stage, subject to change.
Understood. Hypothetical, but exciting. So this Mount Muhata race, it's not just a run up a hill, it's themed biomes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Each year, hypothetically, it would be in a different iconic location with a course built around a specific biome theme, presenting unique challenges.
Okay, give me some examples. What kind of biomes are we talking?
Well, for 2032, the concept is Tokyo, Japan. And the biome is
Jurassic.
Jurassic, like dinosaurs?
With simulated volcanoes and robotic dinosaurs, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What else? In 2033, the idea is Palawan in the Philippines, a water world biome. Think rope bridges, robotic sea beasts.
Robotic sea beasts. This is wild. Are there others planned? Oh, yeah. They've sketched out ideas like a futuristic or space theme in Dubai, desert biome in Wadi Rum, Jordan, jungle Manaus, snow in Banff, Canada, even an urban apocalypse in New York for 2041.
Urban apocalypse.
That's okay.
The variety is incredible. So what are the athletes actually doing in these like live action game levels?
It's a mix. Parkour elements for getting around, climbing challenges, water crossings, and even safe, controlled sparring
Sparring against who?
against robotic opponents.
Mhm.
Plus survival-type tasks, maybe puzzles, dealing with simulated hazards.
And these robots, they're actual obstacles, not just props.
That's the idea. Really
Yeah.
realistic robotic predators, wolves, the dinosaurs, sharks, maybe, depending on the biome controlled by AI.
Seriously.
Yeah, to simulate threats in a standardized, safe way. And then also these combat-ready humanoid robots for the sparring parts.
Man, it really does sound like stepping into a video game. What about watching it? You mentioned tech, AR.
Right. Augmented reality for spectators, both there and watching remotely. They can see stats overlaid, maybe course info,
Yeah.
and the environments themselves would have thematic effects, fake eruptions, sandstorms, that kind of thing. Immersion.
Okay, the scale of this is immense.
Yeah.
How on earth does someone train for something like that where the environment changes so drastically each year?
Good question. The plan involves a year-long training cycle. Athletes ranked highly on the Muhata platform get told the next year's biome and location concept ahead of time.
Ah, so they get a heads up.
Yeah. And then they're encouraged to share their specific training for that biome publicly on social media using the @MuhataFitness handle.
So it builds buzz. People follow along.
Exactly. It builds anticipation and engages the whole community, what they call the Muhatasphere.
Muhata-sphere. Okay, so it's bigger than just the competitors. It's building this whole culture around it.
That seems to be the goal. Using the leaderboards, social media, even developing their own sort of language, like Muhata law, for encouraging activity.
Yeah.
They even mentioned something called the Book of Muhata, like a narrative element.
Wow. Creating a whole world. Okay, that's fascinating, but let's ground it a bit. What about the science? Does research actually support this micro-workout idea?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually. It fits quite well with a lot of current exercise science. There's a good amount of research showing that even short bursts of activity, moderate to vigorous, have real benefits.
Like what?
Well, for cardiovascular health, metabolic function, think blood sugar control, also positive effects on mental health, mood, stress reduction,
Okay.
and importantly, it helps counteract the negative effects of sitting too much.
Yeah.
You see studies on this in journals like Journal of Applied Physiology, Medicine, and Science in Sports and Exercise, especially in the last, say, 5-10 years.
So it's not just a fad, it's based on solid findings.
It seems so.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned proposing their own study to specifically look at the Muhata platform itself, its impact on physical health, mental well-being, even productivity compared to, traditional exercise or being mostly sedentary.
That'll be interesting to see. Specific data on their system.
Definitely. Validation.
So looking even further out,
Yeah.
what's the ultimate vision here? Where does Muhata see itself going?
Well, the vision is pretty grand. They want to scale up the World Championship massively, maybe make it multi-city, have virtual ways to participate,
Okay.
expand the shop, obviously, and then launch something called the Muhataverse.
Muhataverse sounds like a metaverse thing.
Seems like it. Avatars, virtual workout spaces, that kind of digital ecosystem.
And user numbers? Any targets?
They have a stated goal of reaching 100 million users by 2041.
Wow. 100 million.
Ambitious, right? And also establishing physical Muhata hubs.
Hubs, like gyms.
Maybe more like community centers, places related to the platform, but in the real world. It's an interesting idea, blending the digital and physical.
Very interesting. Okay, to make this more concrete, let's talk about those user personas they described. They help picture how someone might actually use this day to day.
Yeah, they're useful.
Yeah.
So first is Sarah, remote software developer. Sits a lot, gets back pain.
A very common scenario.
Right. For her, the timer is key.
Right.
It pops up, reminds her to take a break. And she apparently finds exercises like those fried chicken wings actually help her back.
Ah, practical relief. And she probably likes earning the Muhata, too.
And seeing her progress, yeah. Then there's Carlos. Busy dad, owns a small business. Time is really tight for him.
Right. Finding any workout time is tough.
So for him, the custom log is big. He tracks his quick runs, maybe just remembering to drink water at his cafe. The timer gets him to do short bursts, like burpees.
Yeah.
And he gets his kids involved in the benchmark challenges sometimes. Makes it a family thing. He also unlocked those karate kicks in the shop.
Ah, love it. Okay, so fitting it into a chaotic schedule. What about Aisha? Corporate wellness role?
Yeah, she's using Muhata for her job, essentially, encouraging colleagues to move more.
How?
She integrates the micro-workouts into team meetings, uses the leaderboards for a bit of fun competition within the company, uses the playful names like Claws and Jaws to make it less corporate feeling.
Smart. Using the platform's features in a work context.
Exactly. And finally, Liam. He's already fit, maybe younger, and he's actually aiming to compete in the World Championship someday.
Ah, the aspiring athlete.
So for him, it's about using the benchmark seriously, tracking his scores. He uses the editor to customize workouts for explosive power, maybe thinking about that hypothetical Jurassic biome.
Right, tailoring it.
And he's active in the community, sharing training videos, engaging with that at Muhata Fitness Tag.
These examples really show the range, don't they? From someone just trying to ease back pain to someone training for robotic dinosaurs.
Absolutely. It highlights how it could adapt to very different needs and fitness levels. It's not just one size fits all.
So wrapping this up, Muhata really seems to be offering something different. This focus on micro workouts, making it accessible, adding all those game elements.
It's definitely a fresh take. Breaking fitness down into manageable, frequent chunks instead of demanding those big blocks of time.
And then there's the World Championship vision, which is, well, it's bold.
It is. That whole futuristic, biome-based competition with robots.
Yeah.
It's a very distinct long-term hook. Creates a narrative.
It really does make you wonder, could this be it? Could this blend of easy-to-start micro workouts and these, frankly, spectacular-sounding events be the way to finally make fitness stick for more people globally?
It's a compelling question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much can technology, gamification, and maybe even a bit of spectacle change our relationship with physical activity?
Definitely something to think about. If you're curious, you can check it out yourself at muhata.org. Sounds like there's a lot going on there.